Haven't seen you in a while. We're working on the Mark 7. Let me show you something. This right here is paint from Fender. 2 Fender rollers. They're designed the exact same. One I got from Amazon, one I got from ECS. I'm gonna leave this one linked in the description. This one has bigger holes for the lug bolts. This one will only work with cars with lug nuts. So we're not gonna be using this one. Luckily, I have this one that I forgot about. We do have one of the biggest videos on how to roll Fenders, but that was by my friend Leo, way back in the 350Z days. Let's see what kind of, I wanted to say damage we could do. Let's see what kind of damage we can avoid and how much more clearance we can get, because when I hit bumps, it's making a gross sound. It's wearing off my tire shine. Let's fix it. Let's get those snug on there. Inside the fender liner, I'm gonna get rid of these T25s. I'm just gonna pull the fender liner out. You just gotta do this once. So let's do it right. T25s everywhere. Even down low. Perfect. Let's take a look up inside here. You can see that lip. That's what we're gonna be pressing in. The best way to think about this is when you're looking at the fender, a couple things going on. The goal is to keep this fender as straight as possible while pushing it in. Now, what exactly does that mean? Right here, you have the side of the fender, and then you have this lip that's rubbing on the tire. Think of it like this. This is the outside of the car. We are going to be pushing this in, but if you push too hard, you will take the whole fender and it will like start to come out. So if you push too hard or go too fast or do it the wrong angle, you're gonna push the whole fender out, and then you're gonna look down the side of your car and it's gonna look like your fender just goes whoop, like those camber dudes that have cambered wheels, all their fenders are kind of bubbled out. You can do that if you're not careful. So the goal is to just push that lip in and stop there. So we're gonna take the heat gun, we're gonna heat up the paint, heat up the metal, make it more malleable, and then we're gonna go and softly start pushing out. Now, when you're making your adjustments, if this is the angle of the fender and we need to push it in, the wheel, if it's my fist, we don't want to put the angle of the wheel like this and force it in. We want to match the angle of the fender, and there's a second adjustment point, which is this one on the outside. It basically keeps the angle of the fender that it's already in, and then it pushes it out. So you've got the angle of the wheel that pushes, like how flat do you want it to push versus how much out do you want it to push. So this arm is pushing it out. The wheel is figuring out the angle. So I'm gonna match the angle of the fender. We're gonna do a couple passes, see how far we make it, and then we'll get more aggressive with the angle until basically the fender's flat and you have as much clearance as possible from the wheel so we don't have it rubbing on the tire like we have been. Hey, do you like Farmer's Dog? You want some food? You earned this, you know that? How Farmer's Dog works is a box shows up to your house. It's got dry ice in it, has all your food, comes with a bag of snap sticks. Blink loves these. Do you like these? A vet is gonna recommend some human grade food. You'll notice pep in your dog's step, gonna go to the bathroom in a healthy way. Every single day we wait for the Farmer's Dog like this. A nice little detail they have is they send you this Tupperware. Pops open, keeps it fresh, even has Blink's name on it. He's on the turkey recipe for 3 days. I give Blink 1/3 of this per day. Depending on the size of your dog, you're gonna fill out a quiz and it's gonna tell you what you need to feed your dog. Depending on their breed, weight, it's a personalized quiz for you to take. Kibble has a ton of preservatives in it. That's why they're able to sit for months and still be able to be eaten. Get 50% off your first box with the link in the description or the QR code on screen. You can scan. You're gonna get 24/7 support, free shipping. Thank you, Farmer's Dog, for sponsoring today's video. Let's get back to it. This is gonna help the paint from chipping and also just make that metal softer, which makes it easier to move. All right, I'm touching my hand. Okay, it's warm. Hold this up. Kind of pushes some pressure. I'm gonna watch down the side and just start watching what it does. You're not gonna just do 2 passes and then get there. You're gonna wanna massage it, and I'm watching to make sure I'm not doing any damage to the fender. Before we get any further, if you have these in here, make sure you pull them out. That's where your T25 goes in. That'll push through the back of the fender. All right, let's heat it up again. We're getting closer. I'm coming over to this side to reference if this is like the L shape, how far can I stick my fingers in right here to know how closed this is. So this one's wide open. I'm also looking at this line. Coming back over to this side, making sure I'm not bowing out the fender too much. It's gonna happen a little bit, but I'm seeing how much I can fit my fingers in that L shape. And this one's pretty close to being closed. I can tell to get it the distance, I need to heat it up and then push it in. You get the most bang for your buck when you have just the right amount of heat where everything's just warm and it folds in softly. If it's not soft, you end up pushing the fender out. Gotta be careful. It's gonna bow out a little bit, which you might need some space, which is good. You won't really notice to the untrained eye, but you will, and don't panic. Get that new angle right. Roll it around town. The spots that are kind of tight, you can kind of back it off. I feel good. It's not touching, but it's close. I'm gonna start there. We can go drive on it. All right, so got the fender liner back in. You can see where those little ears were for those T25s. I just popped them behind the fender, the little bit that's there. But overall, right here, I mean, that gap is almost completely closed off, so that made a lot of space. It did bring the fender out just a smidge. You could do a lot more if you want. I chose to be limited for now. Let's go do the other side. Love this. Okay, so that one last heat and that one last final push only on this little back part really like sealed the deal, and it feels like the other side. This is good. Just went and drove. Still hearing some noises, especially on the passenger side. I want to show you this. So this little corner, see that plastic lip? Looks like the tire's rubbing there. It's especially noticeable right here, but I just grinded it out right here. And right here, there was a piece of rubber hanging off from the tire rubbing right here. I'm still hearing some noise, but it was just at a certain big bump. And I feel like it was this. So I just put this light in there. Then I got my rotary tool. See, that one's coming apart a little bit. You can get cordless, corded, and then on Amazon, I'll have it linked below, one of these kits. It's one of these sandpaper deals with the rubber tip. You tighten it at the top and it tightens it. So you got this like sandpaper. Works really well. Instead of taking it out and driving, I have an idea. I have my little blocks outside. Why don't we lower it, see if we can get this wheel to tuck up and see if it's contacting anywhere. Okay, so looks like it clears where we rolled here. It's this corner. I mean, that's a lot of travel. It's definitely probably better than it was. I just want to figure out how much of this can we get to go away right up in here. I don't love the idea of like deleting all of this, but now that we have that shaved off a little bit, we know that this is feeling good, clear on both sides. Let's go drive it. Let's be conservative. So I've been going over this same bump right here as like my official test bump, and before we trim that little edge off, just the plastic, it would go like the whole way, and then now when I hit it, it's just dead silent. So that's a win. I need your help. The DCC deletes for the suspension every like third drive. After 20-30 minutes of driving, the light comes on, but then it goes away when I restart the car. Does anyone else have that issue? Take a good look at the car. We got a little bit of wheel gap there, a little bit of wheel gap. I raised the back since you guys saw it last, just a smidge. I can drive this car hard. It's completely functional, and it just looks clean and nice. I know some of you really want to get low because it's your first time modifying cars. I totally get that. So back here, you can look up Fender rolling GTI. Back here in this corner where the quarter panel connects to the rear bumper, there's a bolt spot you got to shave down. You don't have to on all setups. On this car, I don't have to, but where we trimmed off here and rolled, that made all the difference. For these 245 35 19s, Toyo Proxy Sport 2s. Just the main thing is just really not pressing on the fender a lot when it's not warmed up, when it's not heated up. Let the heat really soften that metal and it will really just fold really clean. Don't force it, don't rush it. And you might be thinking, do I need to go all the way down? You'll see where the fender starts to be rolled from factory. Just match those lines. You don't need to go any deeper towards like the GTI emblem. Just follow the factory lines. Just take what it's already folded in that L shape and just fold it in. And then that inner plastic piece, that rotary tool, is super helpful. I wouldn't be scared at all to do this. This can be a scary thing, but just take your time and know that you're gonna look down the fender when you're rolling and see it start to kind of wave. And if you pull it too far out, if you pull the fender instead of rolling it where now it's bowed out, just come back and just push it back in. You know, with 2 hands as gradually as possible, just really softly, just push it back in. The fender isn't very thick, so you can kind of push it back in if you need to, if you pull it too far. So just know you're doing something that might scare you a little bit, but everything you can kind of push back into place and just move slow and you'll be all right. If you have any other tips for other people doing this or myself, leave it in the comments. If you have questions, leave it in the comments. Help each other out. Speaking of helping each other out, if you're sticking around in the video this long and you're here early, you understand what I have going on this channel, and there's going to be a link in the description. I want to invite you to join a live stream where I want to talk to you guys face to face via Zoom, so all of you can join with your cameras or mics. I want to pull us together. I have an idea for our community so we can get to know each other, not just me to you. And I want to invite you to that, and I have questions for you and questions you might be able to answer, whether it's to others in the community or myself. It'll be fun just to hang out too, and any questions you guys want to bring and ask me, I'm going to make myself available. That information is in the description, where you're going to take you to a page on karmaspeed.com. You'll enter your number and email, and I'll notify you when we're going to go live. 83% of you here are not subscribed, and the best way for me to help more individuals gain their confidence in the garage and build it up here is to have your support by hitting that subscribe button so I can work with more companies, do more projects, hire more help. I just hired a guy to help me scale everything, so I'm investing into the channel heavily, and just having you that free option to subscribe is the best way to help the channel. If you haven't seen the last video for this car, I'm going to leave it right here on screen. You can check it out, get up to pace, get up to speed on where we're at with the Mark 7.